Fatima goes to the bank and she needs a loan to help her business. And she's asked to bring a male counterpart as a guarantor, or even worse, she gets the loan, but she's being told to pay back an interest of over 60% per annum. That's not right. This is the issue being faced by most women in rural area in Nigeria and Africa at large who are seeking funding or some sort of microloan to actually further their businesses as well as just farm on their farmlands. Myself, Yomi Ogunleye, the CTO of HerVest, and my co-founder Solape, what we're trying to solve is to bridge the financial gender gap to help the African woman live a sustainable life. So, what's the problem? As I mentioned, the main issue is financial inclusion. About 48% of the African woman is financially excluded. Now, what does that mean? Most of them don't have bank accounts. Most of them have, just like Fatima, have negative perception of banks because when they go to the bank, they're told to either bring a brother, their dad, or someone that will serve as a guarantor that's a man. A lot of this is being caused by little or irregular income, because they don't have access to capital. So most times when they even start businesses, a lot of these businesses don't survive. The negative perceptions, most of the big banks and loan sharks would give them high interest rates, which is not sustainable for them to pay back over time. And lastly, because they are in remote areas, there are no access to physical banks for them to even open accounts or even get some sort of financial literacy. So the toughest spot, as mentioned, is the African female farmer. Out of the 48% of the women that lack financial inclusion, as I had mentioned, 36% of them are actually agro farmers. They're farmers that basically do smallholder farming on farms, and only 10% of them have access to capital. Whereas for the male working force, 38% of them are farmers, and 90% out of that 38% have access to farming. So this also dials back to the problem as mentioned. Now, how are we trying to solve the problem at HerVest? The HerVest solution is, number one, what we're doing is we're providing agronomy and financial literacy training. So we're using low tech to basically give access to these women to credit, to different forms of savings as well as investment. Because at the end of the day, if they get the loans and pay back their loans, they need a way to stay financially sustainable. Number two, what we're also doing is connecting to capital through community. So the way we're doing this is we've built a peer-to-peer platform where women that have access to funds, working class women, salary earners, can basically give back to the community by giving to these women that need access to money. Especially in Nigeria, when you talk about investment, it's usually men that are interested in investment. Women tend to go for the safer option, or just rather save my money with the low interest. But what we've done is we've provided a platform that can give them access to investing in this community. So the last thing we also do is connecting these farmers to premium market buyers. So we've partnered with big corporations like Olam International, Diageo, as well as Zoacell. So our product, as I said, is a peer-to-peer platform. We basically give these women loans starting from 30%, and we ensure that we gain a revenue of about 12% after paying our cost of funds, which would be around about 18%, as well as giving back to the women that have invested this money on our platform. So what does the future hold? What we're doing right now is just a drop in the ocean, and we're hoping to do more to advance that. The total addressable market is about 41 million working class women in just Nigeria and 215 million in Africa as a whole, which is basically 2/3 of the population of the US. And our vision is to be the one-stop financial inclusion platform for different services. So we just don't want to give them access to savings, investment, credit. We want to also include pension, health insurance, motor insurance, anything that can basically help them live a financially sustainable life. And we've had backers, notably Praxis, Amazon's Whole Food Foundation, Flutterwave, VC4A, and the likes. Myself and my co-founder, we have well over with 30 years experience between ourselves, and we've met each other like 9 years ago at an investment bank. So we both have knowledge of these financial issues and how to break the barriers. For our raise, what we need is basically, we need the funds to basically bolster our tech, help with our operational expenses, as well as our marketing efforts to actually bring about awareness of this issue, because it's actually a big issue. I'll be more than happy to talk about this after this session. So please join us as we unlock more capital for these women and do great things. Thank you very much.